Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our channel. Ever walked through a garden and wondered how all those different plants are related? You might see a giant, shady mango tree, a beautiful rose bush, and maybe even a little tomato plant growing in a pot. Well, you're right. They differ in size, how their stems feel, the shape of their leaves, and even what their roots look like underground. Today, we're going on an adventure to discover how scientists, just like real-life botanists, group plants based on these cool features. Are you ready to become a plant expert? Let's dig in. First up, let's talk about size and stems. It's one of the easiest ways to start sorting plants. Look at this magnificent mango tree. It's tall, with a thick, hard, woody stem called a trunk. Its branches spread out high above the ground. Plants like these, big and strong, are called trees. Think of oaks, pines, and banyans. They are the giants of the plant world. Now, let's look at something a bit smaller, like this lovely rose bush. It's not as tall as a tree, and its woody stems are thinner. See how its branches start growing from very close to the ground. This type of plant is called a shrub. Hibiscus and jasmine are other great examples. They create a full, bushy look in any garden. And what about this little tomato plant? It's small, and its stem is green and soft. You could easily bend it. This makes it a herb. Herbs are usually short and don't have woody stems. Think of mint, coriander, and basil in your kitchen. Those are all herbs. But wait, there's more. Some plants have very weak stems and can't stand up on their own. See this money plant? It needs to climb up a wall or a pole for support. We call these climbers. Then there are plants like the pumpkin vine, which have weak stems that spread out all over the ground. These are called creepers. So, take a look around your own home or school. Can you spot a herb, a shrub, or a tree? Let me know in the comments. Next, let's zoom in on the leaves. If you pick up a leaf, you'll see tiny lines running through it, almost like a road map. These lines are called veins, and their pattern is called venation. There are two main types. First, we have reticulate venation here. The veins branch out and form a web-like or net-like pattern. You can see this clearly on leaves from a hibiscus or a mango tree. It looks like a beautiful, intricate design, doesn't it? The second type is parallel venation. In these leaves, the veins run side by side, parallel to each other like train tracks on a railway line. A great example is a banana leaf or even a simple blade of grass. If you look closely, you'll see all the lines going in the same direction from the base to the tip. It's a much simpler, more organized pattern. Why not pause the video and go find a leaf outside? See if you can tell if it has reticulate or parallel venation. Now, let's get our hands dirty and talk about what's happening underground. The roots. Every plant has them, but they're not all the same. One common type is the taproot system. This is where you have one main thick root that grows straight down with smaller, thinner roots branching off from it. It looks like a carrot, which is actually a taproot itself. Plants like mustard, hibiscus, and beans have taproots. The other type is the fibrous root system. Instead of one main root, these plants have a whole bunch of thin, thread-like roots that spread out from the base of the stem. There's no single dominant root. Grass and wheat are perfect examples. If you've ever tried to pull up a clump of grass, you've seen a fibrous root system up close. Now, for a super interesting fact that connects leaves and roots, plants with reticulate venation in their leaves, like that net pattern we saw, almost always have a taproot system, and plants with parallel venation in their leaves. You guessed it. They usually have a fibrous root system. Isn't that amazing? Finally, let's crack open the secret of seeds. When you look at a seed, you're looking at the very beginning of a new plant. Some seeds, like a chickpea or a bean, can be easily split into two equal halves. Plants that grow from these seeds are called dicotyledonous plants, or dicots for short. Other seeds, like a grain of corn or rice, are made of just one single part and can't be split like that. Plants from these seeds are called monocotyledonous plants, or monocots, and here is where it all comes together. Dicots typically have leaves with reticulate venation and taproots. Monocots, on the other hand, usually have leaves with parallel venation and fibrous roots. Everything is connected in a perfect system. From a tiny seed, you can almost predict what the whole plant will look like. All right, that was a lot of amazing information. So let's do a super quick recap to make sure we've got it all. Plants can be grouped by their stems. We have tall trees, bushy shrubs, and soft-stemmed herbs. We also have climbers that need support and creepers that spread on the ground. Then we looked at the leaves and roots. Remember the connection, reticulate. Net-like leaves usually mean the plant has a taproot and is a dicot parallel. Track-like leaves usually mean the plant has fibrous roots and is a monocot. Now for a fun mini challenge. The next time you're outside, I want you to pick one plant. Look at it closely and try to be a scientist. Is it a herb, shrub, or tree? What kind of venation do its leaves have? And based on that, what kind of root system do you think is hiding underground? You now have the knowledge to figure it all out. So, the next time you see a plant, you won't just see green. You'll see a complex, fascinating organism that you can classify just like a real botanist. Thank you so much for joining me on this green journey today. Happy planting!